Most of the luxuries, and many of the so-called comforts of life, are not only indispensable, but positive hindrances to the elevation of mankind. Henry David Thoreau. The cold air became non-existent once I had focused on Walden Pond. The glassy water seemed to put me in a state of peace, unbroken by the sounds of laughing children. This was it, where it all started. Every word of Walden that we had studied and analyzed had been written at this very place. This was where the brilliance of Henry David Thoreau was amplified. It was a brilliance that changed the way I thought, that coaxed me to question the world around me. It showed me that it's okay to go against the grain of societal expectations, to realize that the life I had been given is the only one, and to spend it in constant despair is absurd. Incredibly, Thoreau had refreshed my mind. The complexities of economy started to become prevalent after visiting the pond. I felt detached from society, like my body was separated from my mind. Walking slowly around the circumference of the pond forced me to reflect inwards, allowing me to challenge the standard way of thought. I arrived back at school with a new sense of my surroundings. His message seemed to make sense. All of his criticisms, respects, and reflections on society began to take new meaning. He left us with his raw thoughts, not touched by the masses. Thoreau compiled these thoughts through voluminous writing pieces. During this fall curriculum, we have studied the first chapter of Walden, Economy. The question that always seemed to be asked was, what is necessary? Today, the words need and want are used so interchangeably that it's hard for people to distinguish one from the other. Throughout Thoreau's writing, he'd proven that you could live very comfortably off the bare essentials. But in today's world, the temptations of luxuries are hard to resist. Even in the midst of these comforts almost being handed out, these improvements of life, so to speak, may just be taking away from our experience as human beings on Earth. A specific section of economy posts a very interesting opinion to what a necessary item is. In it, Thoreau states that none is a better view of society than from those who are living off exactly what they need, by choice. None can be an impartial or wiser observer of human life, but from the vantage ground of what we should call voluntary poverty. Here Thoreau emphasized the importance of seeing luxuries as additions to daily life, and not needed. He is telling us that you can only truly see the ridiculousness of goods from a position where you don't have them. He uses his own experience in voluntary poverty to prove it. Although the modern-day population is surrounded with unneeded items, it's important to know what is necessary to you. Writings like this challenge the way of thinking that I have been accustomed to. I was forced to question what has become the norm of the community. His writing had affected me more than I could ever imagine. It helped me break the barrier that was complete acceptance of what is happening around me. From the introduction, I was blown away by his uncut views of society, and as the first couple paragraphs said, his message was not for everyone. His words were not for the successful man who is content with his life, but for the majority who lead their lives in quiet desperation, and spend their time being nothing but machines. Without realizing it, the vast amount of people fall into these categories, and in my opinion, would benefit greatly from what Thoreau had to say. I've come to realize that this life is the only one I'm getting, and to waste it in a bubble of stress and work would be illogical. Thoreau is all about living the way you want, not the way you think you have to. As he said, if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. If you do with life what you wish, the outcome will be much better. Think of it as like a single stone in a sea of rocks. It is your choice to be like every other, or to be the one that houses great beauty and value inside. It is your choice to be the person that people admire, or to be another forgotten soul. Thoreau urges us to live more deliberately. He urges us to be content with what we need, and to not live lives in quiet desperation.